Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So, I had a lot of hobbies when I was growing up, and one of them was making toys. I threw a lot of them out, unfortunately, as I was growing up, but one of them I kept. My dad moved recently. One of the things we found was this little guy. It's so, like, I actually don't think it's that bad, but I made this little guy when I was like 11. You know, he's pretty cool. He's got these things coming out of his back. He's got an eye in his stomach. But if you know Pokemon, you're probably going to be thinking like, oh, that looks a lot like Jirachi. And you'd be correct, because I just completely ripped off Pokemon with this little guy. He's got little button eyes, which is like probably a little creepy. But yeah, I thought it would be fun if I took this time to try and remake him. It's pretty shoddily made.
I actually don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, if you can see closely, it's kind of like the stitching is really bad. Like, look at that. That's terrible. And also his hair's disgusting. Blue's my favorite color. I thought it'd be cool. But yeah, I thought it would be really fun if I like took the idea and remade it. So that's what I'm going to do. Before we get into it, I wanted to show you guys the original drawing I did of this a character, I guess. And let me tell you, you can definitely tell I was 11 when I did this. So I started redrawing the character. I'm not 100% sure why I did this exactly. I think I was just procrastinating actually doing it, but then my phone ran out of memory. Then once I deleted a bunch of stuff off my phone, I continued doing the drawing. I think I just wanted to see what it would look like at the end. And then I did this step, which I'm not exactly sure what to say about it. I think I called it pattern making at the time, but I just wanted to have some paper patterns of what I was doing so that I wasn't just drawing straight onto the fabric that I was using, because it was going to be white fabric and, you know, you can make a lot of mistakes, which is funny because I end up doing that anyway. When it came to redoing the head, it got a little complicated because I wanted the head to be like a sphere, like an actual separate piece to the body. And I don't know how to do that, so I looked up a bunch of things online that would tell me how to do that, and I cut out a vague kind of 6-leaf shape. And you can see me testing it out right here, and it kind of worked on paper. So the next step I did was I kind of drew up and mapped out how I wanted the eye to look, like how big and what shape it was going to be. I don't actually end up using any of this in the final product, but I thought it'd be fun to show you guys like the process that I used to make it. It was just a lot of folding and cutting basically to get symmetry. And I didn't actually take a photo, but here's all the shapes that I ended up with. So just like with the first time around, I wanted to use an old shirt. I had that shirt for about a couple years. It's clean, I promise it's clean. It looks dirty, but it's clean. And because I only needed the white, I had to cut it in half just because the front did have a graphic on it. This lighting makes it look really dirty. I promise you it's clean, but I didn't really need the patterns because I ended up just drawing onto the fabric, even though it's white fabric and that would show through. But yeah, essentially I just I folded it in half, pinned it together and cut out the pieces. After that, I started sewing. I was hand sewing. I wanted to hand sew it because I hand sewed the first one and I thought it was a cute little homage to the first one that I did. But then it happened. Button depressed. That's right. I got hit with the big sad. And then I did nothing for I think maybe a week. And then I filmed this. That looked like a movie shot. So eventually I did get my sewing machine out and started using it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it saved me a lot more time and effort than hand sewing did, which was my nightmare, so that's good. Once I was done with the sewing of each piece, I flipped it inside out using a pen. You can't really see it because I kept forgetting to swap camera angles, but I did that, basically just preparing them for me to put stuffing in them. Okay, so I've done the pieces individually. I've got like this bit, which is like the head, I've got the body, I've got the arms. I've run into an issue, which is the fact that I haven't actually attached any of them together, and I don't actually know how I'm going to, because I didn't think that through. I will figure it out, but I guess now I'm gonna do some stuffing. It was roughly around this point that I realized that I had made the holes to put the stuffing in way too small. I did eventually fill all the pieces up, but it was a lot. It was a struggle. And then something happened. But it wasn't crying this time. It was a dance break. If you know the name of that song, comment it below. I don't know how much of that audio I'm allowed to use, so that's all you get to see. I might post it to Instagram because I'm an idiot. But back to sewing. So at this point I'd kind of realized that I was living in a fantasy world. I really thought that I was going to film this project without really practicing or rehearsing or trying at all, and it was going to turn out to be this really cool, amazing, professional looking like toy, and that is just not the case, because as you can see it's starting to get a bit voodoo doll-y. Yeah, very creepy. So after attaching all the body pieces and covering up all the bad stitching, I changed the design a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot. Instead of buttons for eyes, I used gems from my drag days. Instead of just random bits of fabric, I used ribbons for the little wing thingies, and I used buttons to cover them up. And then for hair, I decided to use yarn. So I've been doing this like yarn stuff for like maybe half an hour, and I gotta say, this was a mistake. I should have just stuck with the original plan with the hair. It's taking a lot of work. I'm very tired, but it's okay. I've found a new like method that works really well for me. It is making the hair a little bit shorter, but that's okay because I'll give them a little trim later. It's fine. We'll make it work. And make it work we did, because after about an hour of repeating the process over and over again to do this yarn hair, it was done. I didn't quite like how the hairline looked, or the edges of the hair, so I added this pink ribbon to kind of make it look like an 80s aerobics instructor, and with that, the hair was done. So at this point, I've essentially finished the little thing, the little guy, the little girl, the little person. There's no gender. And I think it looks really good, and I'm really happy with it, and how they turned out. I'm thinking of going a little off script, and I'm thinking of not adding the little eye decal, because like with the original one there was all this hair, there was the buttons, and then there was like an eye decal in the middle. I actually kind of like it without it. I think it makes it look a little nicer. I want to draw on the little smile, but I'm happy with them. I think they're done. Hell yeah. Dude, I don't know. Done. There you go. Thank you so much for coming on. Ooh, a bit low. Shorty got low. Thank you for following me along the journey of creating Jonathan yoga pants, I suppose. Sick hair, you know, we got some sick hair. We got these cool tendril thingies still. Like they are in a neck brace and 2 arm braces, but you know what? Accidents happen. It's fine. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And if you want to subscribe, that'd be cool. I'm thinking of posting videos. Maybe. And if you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. But if you do subscribe, punch sound effect. Hit the bell, which is a thing that I stole. But again, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I'll see you next time, I suppose.